Hello, hello. Welcome to another TheSoulman stream. Welcome. Let me get the post the way as per usual. Doodly dee, doodly dum. All the posts have been sent and done. Today's just gonna be a yapping stream for today. Mostly because I didn't have anything planned for today. like last Friday we finished off One Shot. And that was like the last of the games that I had listed for the monthly recap video last video. Within the YouTube channel. I don't mean like within the stream, but that was the last game that I had initially planned for this month. There is another, however. And it was Shantae. And they shadowed, and I want to show this as well because I'm a little, I wouldn't say I'm mad, I'm just a little disappointed. But this happened like last Friday or something. They shadow dropped the release date tomorrow. Like, if it was today, then damn it, dude. It would have been perfect timing. It would have been perfect timing for me to play it today. But no, it's tomorrow. So, yeah. I think tomorrow I will play this. Like, once it releases. I don't know, like, the initial, like, timing of it. I guess 22 hours. But yeah. Damn, man. Damn, man. So yeah, I have nothing to do but yap today, so... I did get some other games, though. I got... Let me see if I can show some of them off. This is one of the games that I got that was recommended by one of my mods, who is Lisa. I got this game, and from what I looked at it, it was like a detective game and stuff like that. I've never actually played a detective game in a long time. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I've played something like that, but it was mostly like a browser game of a point-and-click game. I don't think it has any similarities with this, though, in terms of gameplay. But it's an old game that I played back in the 2000s. But it was a pretty generic type of browser game of a point-and-click thing. But I don't know how this game will be, so it is something that I can try out at some point. There was also another one that had recently released as well. Let me see if I can get it up or show. Here we go. Off. This was another game that I saw released, and it was also the inspiration for a lot of other indie RPG maker games, like Undertale and One Shot. Like, it was thanks to One Shot that I kind of like scouted this, because this is an old game. This is an old game, like back in 2008. So I don't know how this game is compared to like the old version, because from what I've heard, this is like a remake. So there's a lot of stuff that has changed compared to the original. I'm told that some of it is bad and all that. I don't really know. I've never played the original, but I can either try the Steam version or the original version. From what I've heard, I can get the original version from online. But those are the two games that I had gotten recently. There wasn't anything else that I've gotten yet, but I'm definitely buying the Shantae game day one and playing that tomorrow. But depending on what's after that, it might either be Who's Lisa or Off. There is a game that I've heard about, but I'm a little scared to play on stream. It's also another game that's also gotten released recently. Black Souls. From what I've heard, this is an old game as well. Like, I've heard of it being an old game, but I've never, like, checked this out or anything like that. Mostly because of one reason and one reason only. That certain tag that I'm highlighting. Like, whenever I see this tag, I'm, like, skeptical. Like, especially for Twitch as well. And how the gameplay will be. Because I don't want any potential flagging and stuff like that. And even from checking on my wish list for this other game that one of my mods has recently suggested as well, I looked at the tags and it also has this tag. So I'm a little nervous to get these games and try them out on stream. Mostly due to two reasons. One, it might make me feel very uncomfortable playing for this specific reason. And two, I don't know if Twitch will allow it or not. I don't know. They did allow a Mori, even though it had dark themes, but it didn't have this tag. Hey, Soul Sister. But, yeah, I don't know if I'll play these games. They're both psychological horrors as well, surprisingly. What is with all these psychological RPG Maker games that I apparently keep playing at some point? But yeah, I can't think of anything else new to play. Like, I have been trying to scout out both the new releases as well as, like, the upcoming stuff. And like I said, I'll try out Shantae tomorrow, and after that, maybe Off for Who is Lisa. I don't know. It just depends, but yeah. I don't want to play anything recently right now because with Shantae's release date being tomorrow, I don't want to start a game and then immediately switch off to the other game. Yeah, Shantae. I'll show it off again on the thing. Hold on. Let me get it back up so you can see it. Yeah. Oh. Wrong tab. There we go. But yeah. I don't want to play anything today mostly because whenever I play a new game, it really depends on like how short that game is. And I feel like if Off is an RPG game, it'll probably be pretty long. And if Who's Lisa is a detective game, it probably would be a bit long? I don't know. Like, I'm only assuming from my head with like the themes of it. But I know this will definitely be kind of long, like a couple days or so. Because it does have that Game Boy Advanced style to it. And content as well. Because I remember doing Risky's Revolution and Pirates... No. Hold up. Yeah. Risky's Revolution and Pirate's Curse. So Risky's Revolution was like 2 days I had beaten it. Like within 2 days. Pirate's Curse was probably 3, I think. Because I remember finishing Risky's Revolution on the same day that I started this. Then after that, it was Half Genie Hero, and I think that also was 3 days. I could be wrong. Either 3 or 4. Because this was a bit more difficult. And Seven Sirens was... I think it was 4, because I do remember taking a break one time and having to stop. But, yeah. These games don't take too long to beat. Like, it takes, like, within a week's time to beat. At least for me. But I don't know how difficult the, Risky's Revolution one will be. It really depends on, like, how old school difficulty it is. Like, it really depends. Like, it really depends on that. But, yeah. I don't know what other games that I should try out at some point, though. Like, I have been debating in my head about stuff. I did list a few on my notes, like Risk of Rain 2 and... Again, one of the other games that my mods suggested, Doki Doki Literature Club. But one thing I've realized, at least within my streams, is that I do enjoy roguelikes. Like, I enjoy roguelikes and sandboxes, but they're not always the most enjoyable to watch. From what I assume. At least in my head. But with the adventure games, they definitely do. Like, they do draw in some new people to the channel and stuff like that. So, it's sort of like a hard debate in my mind of, like, trying out either a roguelike and sandbox game, depending on an adventure Metroidvania type of game. Like, it's a big mix with that. It really is. Hey, it's easy. I love adventure games. I like adventure games too. Like, I like 2D platformers, 3D platformers, and Metroidvanias, but it's kind of hard trying to find a lot of good ones. Or ones that I haven't played before. Because I've played a lot. There are some that I haven't played on stream before, but there are definitely a lot that I've played before. Like Axiom Verge. That's one. I've also played Skull the Hero Slayer. Even though that's more of a roguelike type of Metroidvania. Also Dead Cells as well. That's another. I'm trying to scroll around to see. Like, I've played Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2 before, as well as Anton Blast. And Pizza Tower. The Messenger I've also played before. Yeah. There's just a lot of games that I've played before, but I don't know if it'd be fun to replay on stream. Any ideas of what game you'll be playing? Well, tomorrow will definitely be Shantae. Like Risky's Revolution. Definitely will be playing that day 1 tomorrow. After that, it's either a mix of either Off or Who is Lisa. But after those two, I don't know. Like, it really depends. Because like I said, it's either going to be like a mix of me debating in my head either if I try out a new sandbox or roguelike or a different type of adventure game. Because one of the things I was mentioning earlier is that these two games, Doki Doki Literature Adventure Club and Black Souls each have this one tag that I'm nervous of getting and trying out. Because I don't know, because whenever I see this one little tag, as well as certain other tags as well, it makes me feel concerned if I should be playing this on Twitch or not, if I'm allowed to, and all. But yeah. It's sort of like a debate in my head on like what I'm thinking of. Like I do want to try out Risk of Rain 2 at some point. Because that is a game that I've never played before. I've played the original as well as the Returns version. But I've never played Risk of Rain 2. So I'm curious as to how that game is. Because I've heard it instead of like 2D, it's like 3D kind of styled. But I don't know. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm debating in my head game-wise. But if you have any suggestions, you can always post them. As well as on the Discord as well. The official Discord for the tab. I have a stream game suggestion tab. But yeah. That is everything game-wise I can think of. Stream getting a tattoo. I don't know about that. It depends on what kind of tattoo I get. And also where that tattoo is going on my body. Faced. Nah. That's too much. Even for me. Permanent angry eyebrows. I think my eyebrows are enough. Nah. But yeah. I do also want to give an update on the stream characters as well. Because that's something that I've kind of put on pause for a bit. Mostly because I've been trying to get stuff a bit more prepared. Or at least trying to fix stuff up. Like I'll show you where I last left off. Because this month was supposed to be Lydia. Let me see if I can bring it up. This was Lydia that I was supposed to be working on. But I've kind of taken a break from it, mostly because my hand kept cramping up drawing on this browser website. But I made a sketch that was different. I definitely need to fix the bottom half, but I'm trying to debate on like the hair color because I do want her to be like a brunette in a way. I've already thought of the outfit. Like I've already listed out the outfit on a separate piece of paper that I wanted to design her with. But it's mostly just been like the drawing of like all this other stuff. It's a lot more complicated than a crab. Like I will say that. Like drawing a person is a lot more complicated than a crab, which is surprising for me. Very surprising. Because crabs are usually more harder to draw in art compared to people, but I guess I'm weirdly talented in one way, but poorly talented in another. But yeah, I did also get something recently in the mail, or from packaging. I don't know if I can show it or not, but This is sort of... I don't know if you'll understand what this is, but this is sort of a draw pad. I don't know if I can... Let me see if I can open it. It has, like, sticker on it. But a lot of artists use these kinds of stuff whenever they're drawing on different types of, like, programs and stuff like that. And I figured that if I could try and, like, do this with magma or so. Let me see if I can show, like, the padding of it. But this is what the pad looks like. So the idea is basically to, like, just draw on this pad, but it would be connected with the computer. So if I could get this connected with my PC for it to draw on magma, then I should be good. The only problem is if it doesn't work, I might have to switch to a different service. Like, if this doesn't work with the browser for magma, I might have to try, like, find something that's a bit more either open source for, like, designing or something else differently. But yeah. This will help with my hand, though, because trolling with a mouse is a painful experience. Painful experience. Yeah, fingers crossed, too. Yeah, fingers crossed. But this cost a lot, too. This was, like, roughly $100 or something. So, it better work. Like, I'm gonna make it work one way or another because it costs so much, but yeah. That's sort of what I plan. I'm definitely not going to get Lydia done by the end of the month, which sucks, but I did say within the video that, or like, I think it was an old video from one of the previous recap videos, is that I'm definitely not, if I don't get a character done by the month, then I'm probably going to get it done by a later time then. So that's probably going to be the case with Lydia. I was able to finish the crab within a month, but with Lydia it's probably going to take more than 1 month. And if it takes more than 1 month for one character, or like one person type of character, I have an inkling feeling the other 3 are going to be a problem too. Or 4, sorry, not 3. So I do try and plan on getting them all done within this year, though. Because once I get all the baseline characters done, I can then plan on commissioning types of emotes and stuff for that for the stream. Speaking of which, I also need to set up monetization one day, because I'm now eligible for that. Which I did announce within one of the previous streams as well, that I am eligible, but that's something that I have to set up in the background. Yeah. I know my older soul bro is going to be helping with that at some point too. But yeah. I think from what it said from the dashboard, I don't think I can show it on stream though, without showing personal information, but from what it said, if I can get monetization set up, I should be eligible for affiliate afterwards, or something like that. I don't know how that works, though. Because the achievement thing on the dashboard makes no sense. It generally doesn't, but because I still haven't gotten VIP, which is weird. Or the VIP achievement. Like, I need 5 people chatting within the same stream and stuff like that at the same time or whatever. Whatever that means. Like, it's very vague on that to unlock the VIP badges. But same with affiliate. The viewership thing is weird. Like, sometimes it lists 1 to 2, sometimes it lists 0. within a 30-day performance, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't. Like, most of this stuff is way too vague for me. Then you'll get a Switch and play I don't think I'm gonna play Nintendo games on stream. Mostly because I don't want Nintendo on my ass. Because they are very strict with how people play their games within live streaming. Especially on YouTube, from what I've heard. Like, especially on YouTube. With Twitch, it's a bit different from what I've heard, but the safest bet for me is always PlayStation, Xbox, or Steam. Those are the three ones that seem to be okay. But Nintendo is always, like, the weirdest of the bunch, so I don't know how that'll work. I don't know. I would love to at some point, because there are a lot of old games that I would want to replay. If they are available on the Switch, too, as well. Considering that Nintendo never re-releases their old games sometimes. But there are some games that I would want to try and play on the Nintendo Switch at some point. Like that Donkey Kong Bonanza game that I've heard about recently. That game looks fun. But I also wanted to try out like the old Donkey Kong Country games as well. As well as some other stuff, but another thing is that they also have the old Shantae game there, but not on Steam. Like, that's something that I've brought up in the past before, but it's so weird that they emulated the first game within that. There's a bot here, hold up. There we go. That's the ban button. But yeah, it's so weird that they have the emulation for that for Switch, but not for Steam. For the first Shantae game. It's so weird. You can play Sega games on there. Okay. I could probably play some Sonic games then, at some point. But yeah. It all really depends on how much I get within monetization as well. Because one of the plans is to save up for more stuff for stream. Like, I want to dedicate a lot of the monetization within my streaming for streaming with some of the new stuff, as well as some stuff personally for myself, but also to help improve the streams a bit. Like, I do want to get new consoles. I do want to get a new monitor. That's another thing. Because the hertz on my main monitor sucks. I do want to get a new camera at some point. Get something that's a bit more HD-like instead of 180p. Like, sort of upgrade from that at some point. And maybe some new parts for my PC. Maybe. As well as some other stuff that I've had in mind, but it all really depends. Like I said, it all really depends on how much I make. Because I kind of want to try and divide it within that for the start. Yeah, high definition soul, man. Yeah, you'll see the skin cells and all the hair particles within my face. If I get an HD camera. It would be cool. It would be cool. Because I would at least have two cameras that I can switch by to. Like, this is the only camera that I've got, so if this one fails at some point, then I have no other choice but to get a new one. Because I don't really have another camera to set up. Unless I can set it up with my phone and be like a vlogger. But I don't want to do vlogging. Vlogging is a bit difficult for me. But, yeah. That's sort of the stuff from the side as well that I wanted to mention. But, yeah. Today's stream does feel like a podcast to me, though. Like, just randomly talking and stuff like that. I mean, it's nice. I can yap into the void and all that, but it sometimes just leaves stuff open that I don't always know what to do next and stuff like that. Like, for example, the VDR streams, I always make those short in a way. Make those in like into their own like type of short streams for the channel. Speaking of which, I'm probably not going to do another one because the one video that I have recently did not do better than the one before. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. Oh, hold on, let me mute myself. But yeah, it only has 6 views. I don't know if it even shows it. Yeah, only 6 views. While the other one before that had like 20-ish. So I don't know if I'll do I don't think I'll do another one this month or later this month, because I told myself if they don't do well over time, then I don't know if I'm going to continue that. Like, that's just to me. Any new snacks or things to review? I will mention this. I don't think I'm going to try out any new snacks because I think that's what's been causing me to get a little sick. Like, I love trying these new snacks, by the way. I do love trying them and seeing how they are, but some of them just result in me getting sick, I think it's mostly because I'm not used to that type of food. Like, that type of, like, Asian food snack stuff. Like, I think that's the reason why it's made me a little sick sometimes, at least stomach-wise. Which has resulted me in having to take a break within stream times at time, or stream days at times. But I don't know if I still have a few left, but I don't know if I want to try any more just to make them potentially get me sick. Yeah, the eggs definitely made me sick. Like, I do not want to try another fermented egg ever again in my life. Like, that one definitely made me sick. Like, I'm not trying that anymore. Not anymore. I'll definitely try out more weird stuff in the future, but maybe in a more appropriate time. Or a time where I feel like, maybe I need to give myself a break. I can try out a snack within stream and be like, oh man, I need to take a break the next stream, guys. Sorry about that. Like, maybe that's what I could do. I could save it for that kind of thing. But yeah. I don't know what other things that I could do. I did show this off. I did also want to try out wearing new hats on stream, depending on like the type of games that I play. Like, get a different hat for like the different types of games that I try out. It's the reason why I got these headphones as well, or earphones, which for some reason every time I sweat, or it makes my ear sweat or something, it always seems to like slide out and stuff like that, which I don't like. I need to find something that's more cuffed to my ears, but I do want to try out new hats and stuff like that, or outfits, I don't know. But I wanted to be related to the type of game that I play. Like, I wanted to wear the scarf for that one-shot game that I was playing recently, but it was way too dusty, and I kind of thought of that pretty late, so I don't know what hat I'm going to be wearing for the Shantae game tomorrow. Probably it's just something random, but I do want to try out that kind of idea. If it's interesting. It's interesting to me, but I don't know if it'll be interesting to all of you. But, yeah. That's sort of something that I could try out at some point. Maybe. And, yeah. There's definitely new stuff. Like, this board that I got, too. I've been trying to find a good board to use for like streams and stuff like that. Mostly for different puzzle games and all that. But I could use that as like a little fun side thing as well. Like same with the button. Like I got this button because of all these different bots and stuff like that. You need a genie hat. I mean, I could try and make one out of a scarf, maybe. All I'm missing is a feather or a jewel. And then I can make it look genie-like. I don't know. Or maybe I can put my hair in a ponytail. Like Aladdin's genie. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I'll think of something for tomorrow. I'll think of something. Also, oh yeah, from looking at my stream, I did also want to show something else that I got. I was able to get this online as well, which I do want to get the other movies as well. This is the Bionicle movie, the original Bionicle movie, that I was able to get online for a pretty good price too. That I kind of want to build as like a side thing for myself, as well as put it into the background and stuff like that to like sort of sprouse up the streams a little bit, because at some point by the end of the year I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff, like especially the holiday stuff. Like a lot of the holiday stuff I'm going to get rid of, but I do want to try and change this up a bit differently. Also, depending if I get a house at some point. I don't know. That depends. But I do want to make things a bit more presentable or something nice for viewers to see in the background. Which definitely takes some space for a certain parent of mine. But at least for stream, it makes it feel a bit more enjoyable. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I have planned. Especially with the future of the streams or channel and stuff like that. But it all really depends on like how I set everything up and also the timing of everything. Because the random circumstances of life can always be intercepting with each other. Depending on what those kinds of things are. So, it all really depends on timing, effort, as well as money, and my own willpower. Like a Green Lantern. I need to channel all my willpower. So, I definitely have a lot of good ideas that I want to try and pull out at some point, but it all really depends on time. That's all it really depends on. As for the stuff that I do outside of stream, it's mostly just either like casually playing a random game for myself, or watching a new movie, or doodling. I also got this recently, or I think my mom got it for me. Well, that collapsed. Something as a side thing for me, I guess. She got this for me to do for, dot to dots. This was at Dollar Tree, by the way. But yeah. Sometimes I watch movies. Sometimes I watch shows. Sometimes I do other stuff. As well as drawing. Like, I do want to try and get back at working at Lydia. Once I get all this stuff set up in the background. I could even stream it at some point. I don't know. It just depends on, like... It depends on, like, the way all of this works. Like, from me configuring the mouse with the pad and stuff like that. It all really depends on that, but yeah. Love dot to dots? Yeah, they were fun. I enjoyed them as a kid. But I do think it would also help with my symmetrical stuff as well. Since I am pretty much self-taught within this, this drawing journey of mine. Like, I haven't been trying to, like, look for advice or stuff like that. So I've pretty much just been making it more difficult on me for no reason. But sometimes it helps. Like, sometimes it genuinely helps me whenever I'm trying to learn something new. Whenever I'm trying to teach myself something. Because it kind of helps me. I'm like trying to learn a new skill in that way. Because I feel like whenever I learn from someone, it's always like simplistically specific in a way. Which I do like simplicity, but sometimes it can be a bit too specific on certain stuff that is hard for me to understand, especially if it's from words because of my disability. My autism. Like, if I learn it from words, it's a lot more difficult, but if I learn it from, like, picture or stuff like that, or, like, within action, then it's a lot easier for me to learn. It goes with games as well. Like, whenever I'm reading tutorials and stuff like that, it's just, like, blah, 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 white noise in my head. But whenever I'm doing the actions and stuff like that, it's sort of, like, ingrains into my brain and all that. Like, that's my way of learning. Like, that's my way of learning, so depending on, like, how well I do with the drawing as well, I should do well with Lydia at some point. And then after that, I think the next character is Bucket Dude. Yeah, Bucket Dude. And, it just really depends on how well I do with the humanistic, like, people kind of characters compared to the crab. Because the crab was pretty much the best and easiest way I could start out all of this. But once I get used to, like, drawing Lydia, as well as my first girl character ever, I could probably make things a lot easier for everything else at some point. But again, it takes time and effort and all that. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. I have generally been enjoying it, even though it doesn't look that way with my monotone looking face. But I have been enjoying all of this. And been trying. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about now. Like, I don't know what else. But yeah. Like I said, if I run out of yapping energy, I might end stream early at some point. It really depends. Like, it really depends on, like, the topics as well. But if I run out of yap energy, it's probably going to be a short stream. Because I had nothing to do today. Like, I couldn't literally think of anything to do today because of all these different games that have been releasing at a certain time, making it difficult for me to schedule. Like, it's a bit of a mixed day for me. So, I figured I'd just make it a bit, yappy. Yappy. Happy yappies. No worries on that. But I still wanted to stream today mostly because I didn't want to make it a break day or anything like that. What did you do this weekend? I did some shopping. Like I said, I got that book from one of the shoppings. I did get some sushi at a good place, Zen 16. Probably my favorite sushi place. Like, Zen Sushi is my favorite restaurant type of sushi currently, and Martin's is my favorite convenience store sushi. Like, those two are very good in their respective categories. Like, whenever I want something convenient and nice for the side, I always go with Martin's. If I want to fancy things up, I go with Zen 16, which has been an entire year since I've had it again. But I got it recently and it was still good, especially the Zen roll, which is like their signature roll. So, it was pretty good. I had it with like eel sauce, as well as like yum yum sauce, and some kind of like weird sriracha mayo as well. I tried to make like a concoction of like mixing all the like the soy sauce, the eel sauce, the yum yum sauce. This was with the last roll that I was eating. Like, I combined all of these sauces into like its own like sushi dipping sauce cocktail kind of thing. And I don't really know what to say about it. Like, I literally could not describe the flavor of it. It tastes almost like nothing in a way. Like, it tastes like everything and nothing at the same time. It was so weird. Like, I don't know if I'll try that again, because I like trying out simple flavors dividedly. But I do like experimenting from time to time and seeing what happens. Like doing a little alchemy with all this food. But yeah. Besides that, I don't think anything else significantly happened this weekend. At least for myself. Like, it's been pretty chill and pretty nice. Like, things have been going very, very nicely this month for me. Even if there was some kind of stressful times, as well as, like, the announcement of my monetization application and all that. But other than that, it's been a very good and chill month. Are you excited for fall? In a way, I am. There's not a lot going on in the fall, at least from my mind. There are some types of Halloween games that I want to play at some point. Like one of them, I think I can show it on stream. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is one of the games that I definitely wanted to play within, like, October. For, like, a Halloween-themed month of all these different types of horror games. But this is one of my favorite indie horror games of all time. Faith, the Unholy Trinity. I definitely want to play this during the start of that month. Whenever that comes. But before that, which is like September, I don't really know what goes on in September, to be honest. Not a lot that'll go on, so it'll be a bit of a hard month for me to decide what type of games, but I definitely have an idea of some October games to play at some point. And then after that, with November, there is an idea that one of my mods suggested of a multiplayer game. But all that really depends is on his and my other moderator, Mokuba's Wi-Fi, considering they're Europeans. And Europeans at the time are having a bit of a Wi-Fi problem. That and a policy problem for some reason. Like, YouTube has been asking for, like, age restriction stuff or whatever. I think over within their section or something. I don't know. I don't really know what all that BS is all about, but I hope their Wi-Fi gets better, because they've been struggling to try and keep up with my streams. Or at least Mokuba has. Cheesy has been doing pretty well from what I've heard, from what I've seen, but I don't know with Mokuba. But one of the ideas is within November, I want to try and set up that multiplayer Undertale mod, or whatever it is. And maybe I can try and finally beat Sans within that. Even if it'll be assisted help in that. But It really, like I said, it really depends on their Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is pretty good currently. It's been doing pretty well. The only times it's not been well is whenever there's a storm brewing. Like, for instance, within the Omori streams, like, that ending for my stream with the whole, like, storm going on in the background and Zeus's wrath and all that, with all that thunderstorming and rain that ended that stream abruptly. Like, that's the only time my Wi-Fi has usually been bad. Whenever it's been, like, storming and stuff like that, so... Other than that, it's been pretty good. But like I said, previously in this stream, I need to get a new monitor at some point because the hertz on my monitor, as well as the curve of it, apparently messes with, like, the games that I play and the way that they sort of, like, register at that speed, because whenever I would check out other people's gameplay after I finished a game of some kind, mostly if it's stuff that I've missed or whatever, their games are playing faster than mine. Like, straight up, their games are playing faster than mine, which is surprising to me at the time, because my PC is able to run a lot of these games, especially Unreal Engine, even though Unreal Engine is an unstable engine itself. But most other games it's been able to run pretty finely with, but for some reason, my monitor and the hertz that it has is not able to register enough for me to play the games at a proper speed or whatever compared to theirs, so I need to get a new monitor for that kind of thing. So I don't know when I will get a new monitor, but I'll have to be scouting for whatever seems good. And I need to get a specific size as well, just so it doesn't mess with the second monitor that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the chat and all that. But yeah. Yeah. Another thing I do also want to set up at some point is some kind of music in the background. Like, it being, like, completely quiet at times can sometimes be a bit, I mean, it's a bit soothing at times, at least for myself, but I don't know how it is, like, viewer-wise. I need some kind of, like, nice, tranquil music in the background for people to enjoy. Just so it isn't, like, just a quiet, empty space for the streams and all that. It depends on what I find with that, too. Like, I don't know what... There's, like, weird, like, copyright and music stuff, whatever. But I don't want to get something that's, like, awful sounding, or, like, something that sounds too close to some type of song or whatever. I need to find something that's good and, like, relaxing. But I don't know. Some cool lo-fi beats. Yeah, something similar to that, in a way. But something that I can also post as a VOD on YouTube as well, so that I don't get any copyright constrictions and all that. Because there are times whenever I would upload some of my VODs within YouTube and I would get, like, that copyright constricted thing. And it's mostly from certain types of songs that I play within stream that sometimes flags that. And most times than not, I've had to edit that, or have that edit that without sound, in a way. I don't know how well that does within those VODs, but I've always just tried to let that determine it, because I don't want my videos or my VODs to be taken down, because that's the only storage place I have for them, compared to Twitch's terrible storage for VODs. Maybe I need to make my own website, or find a website that can properly storage all of these. in case they ever take it down. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. But yeah. Don't know what else to think about, though. I do also want to try and configure the Discord server a bit better, too. Because with a lot of the ideas that I have for the channel, as well as other stuff, like the stream characters and all that, there's a lot of stuff that I might have to switch up and configure with the official Discord. As well as some naming stuff, too. To make it look ideal to what I have in mind. But it really just depends on all the notes. Like, I've been making so many different types of notes, it's been hard for even myself to keep track. But with all these, like, ideas that I have in my head for what I want to set up for the streams and all that, especially with, like, the story stuff that I have in mind, it's definitely a lot of stuff that I have to debate with myself on, like, which would be better, which would be entertaining, or probably entertaining for people to check out, and all that other stuff. But I've been making a lot of notes on that, trying to think of which could be better, and all that. So I don't know when I'm going to configure that stuff or not. I've been trying to add more emotes as well, from time to time, shadow dropping those. Speaking of which, if I do get affiliate, I don't know what kind of emotes I'm going to set up, though. Because this is happening, because if I get monetization, and if I get affiliate afterwards at some point, I'm genuinely curious as to what kind of emotes I'm going to have, because this is happening a lot sooner than what I thought would happen. Because I wanted to set up, or I wanted to work on all my stream characters before that, and have all their baseline stuff set up, commission some emotes for the channel, and blah blah blah, as well as some emotes of myself as well. But because this is happening a lot sooner than I thought, it's kind of thrown a little bit of a wrench in my plan. So I'm gonna have to try and think of something for that. I still have like 7TV and Better TV for the baseline, like certain types of words that people post within the chat and all that can sometimes show up as an emote and all that. Like, it's been registered even for people who don't even have the add-on. Like, it just appears on the channel, like on this little box that I've set up for OBS, but it still shows some emotes within that. But if you have the browser extensions, you can see the type of emotes that I have set up, as well as some of the mods, because I gave one of my mods, Sheezy, access to that, so they can add and remove any types of emotes to the channel. Mokubo doesn't have 7TV, so I wasn't able to give him access to that. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to have to set up once I get affiliate, if it happens sooner than later. I mean, I'm happy if that happens, like to get affiliates soon, but I didn't expect it to happen this soon, with all the work that I've had to do with all my stream characters and all that. So it depends. It depends on what I can think of, but I'll think of something at some point. And of course, I've also trying to set up the mouse pad that I got and working on Lydia and all the other stream characters. I mean, I've gotten the soul crab done, so if I need to make like badges, I can definitely set that up as like a badge, subscriber badges. In terms of like emotes, I wanted to set something different for that, but yeah. At least for that character, it'll be alright, but don't know what I'll do. Don't know what I'll do. I don't know what else to think of now. Like, I'm trying to let my mind wander on some of this stuff to think about and chat about. Hmm. I do need to, like, if I do make emotes of myself, I need to find some that have different expressions of me, I guess. Because I know other streamers who have emotes of themselves have them within different expressions. I don't want it within art style type. I kind of want it within, like, my own self, in a way. I mean, if someone makes me into a design, that's alright. But I do want to set some stuff with the real me as an emote. But I don't know when. I definitely want to make like a SoulMan concerned type of face, like that kind. But for everything else, I don't know. I don't know. Perfect, yeah. Like, I can definitely make that face. Like, I can definitely make a good concerned face, but I don't know what else. You need to make an angry one, too. I don't know if that's good. I don't know. But, yeah. I could also do like this. I don't know. Give some kind of expression to these streams and all that. That's better. Yeah. I know there are some that are... I know that some types of emotes you're able to add are like animated or like GIF related in a way, where it can show like the motion of the GIF, similar to like the neutral new emotes that Twitch has, like the Dino Dance thing and all that. Like, I know streamers can have different types of like GIF emotes of their own to show, so it just depends on like what type of like GIF emote I could make, or something like that. Yeah, like Dino Dance. So, that depends too. Everything depends. Nothing is certain. It's all dependent. But, yeah. Don't think I can think of anything else. So, I could cap it out to this. It's just been an hour, though. I don't know if I can yap for like 3 to 4 hours straight. Especially with no music and nothing to do in the background, so... maybe I can cap it out to just this for now. Like, I think I've said enough of what's going on, some stuff that I might do within the future of these streams and all that. And some good stuff, too. Yeah, it was a lot. It was still a lot. But, yeah. As I said, tomorrow I will be trying out Shantae, Risky's Revolution, Day 1. I will buy that Day 1 and play it Day 1. That'll be going on tomorrow. So, for anyone who watched this and enjoyed, be sure to look forward to that tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah. I guess, with all that being said, without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed the TheSoulman stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to all the followers. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.